Howdy folks, TJ here. Ready to play a little Tetris Tofino or Tofino Tetris? What am I talking about? Well, if you're an older person like me, you know what Tetris is. Actually, even probably the younger generation knows because it was one of the coolest and continues to be one of the coolest video games. And in life, there's much to do about Tetris, at least in our life. If you're looking behind me, I've got a situation where I've got one dog, two dogs, and then when you go camping, you've got all sorts of stuff. Blankets, pillows, boxes, food. You've got a wedge, like Tetris, little pieces of the puzzle, and by the time you're ready to go, you go like this, oh, it took me 5 days to pack up, I'm tired. And you wedge the little things in, but leaving just enough room out the rear window so you can see. I've got a camper here. It's called the Pleasureway Tofino 2022. It's on what I consider the smaller side, a Class B RV. Think Volkswagen Eurovan or Vanagon. This is a tad longer, but not that much. It's a little under 18 feet. And in terms of an RV for two people, two dogs, and life that you take with you camping, it can become a Tetris situation. So you need to take advantage of each and every square inch to be able to take what you want and be able to have that little thing where you go, oh, I could use this. And all of a sudden you go, oh, I did. I brought it with me. I packed it. So we're going to talk about back seat devices or packs or utility packs. Something to date, I've never had one on any vehicle. And it is time to have a Living in the Bubble. That's the name of the company. Living in a Bubble makes lots of stuff for vans and RVs. And to tell you the truth, it's not only an RV or van, in my opinion, because what car doesn't have a seat? Even the Fred Flintstone mobile has seats. So if you've got a seat, the odds are you can use something like this to your advantage. In fact, I've got an old Volkswagen, well, not that old, a 2010 Volkswagen New Beetle, and it's convertible. Very limited on the back seat area to store stuff. I'm going to, in a future video, show me using this and maybe this on the back because my wife and I will take a trip periodically in said Beetle, and being able to have an organization in the back without just throwing everything in will be cool. So, Living in a Bubble is a cool company that makes lots of things, mostly for RVs, vans, the van life situation. My wife and I don't live in a van, but we do take extended trips in a van, and with lots of animals, or they're our supreme rulers. We're the animals. They basically take up a lot of room, and we need to, for 2 weeks, be able to have some comfort. And the back of the seat of the Dodge Ram ProMaster, which this is what it's built off of, there is no storage. There's no little even slip for a map or an umbrella. So I decided to get one of each of these. What are these? So we're going to do an unboxing as well. This will be a long video. So if you're the type that likes to know the nitty gritty from you want to buy it, what does it look like in its container before you buy it? How does it supposed to come? What do you get with it? This is a very long video. I'll make some other shorter videos later, but this one is an unboxing, showing you it off. And at the end, I'm going to connect each of these to the back here so you can see what they look like. Then in the future videos, I'm going to make one, well, what did TJ stick in his vestibules to be able to take a fun trip and have everything we want? So I'll make a separate video later on what did I put in here? And this is how I organized it. And then maybe a third video on long life. How has it been treating us these last summer, for example? We're going to be taking some trips. How did it work? Did it work to our advantage? Is it something I recommend? So we're going to do some unboxing. So the premium seat back storage is one that you think of that you normally would put on the back of your seat, which stores stuff, but in an orderly fashion. There's lots of pockets. There's lots of little things that you can disconnect, connect, hang from. So this is kind of the universal jack of all trades backseat device. At the same time, there's a utility bag as well. I call them duffel bags, but a utility bag that can store not only dry stuff, but stuff that you may get wet. And why do I care about that? Because me, TJ, I go fly fishing, Tenkara fly fishing, and I wet wade most of the summer, where I go out in almost what you see me in, not sweats, but shorts, and I get everything wet from basically here down. So when I get back to the car, I got to get out of my skivvies, I got to get out of my stuff, and I need to pack it someplace. This utility type has a device at the bottom, a baggie, we'll show you that later, that can store the wet stuff, keep it a little separated. So when I drive home, my wet socks and wet, don't say this too loud, underwear, under shrooms is what I call them, you can keep that separately. And then you can put the dry stuff on top. Or this one has also got a little sleeve on the front that you can stick stuff. So as a fly fisherman, I've got these long rod tubes. I'll be able to put them in here, bring a change of dry clothes, have everything packed in this nice bag. And then when I get there, take it all out, fish, enjoy, and then when I'm done, I can put the wet stuff in here, the dry stuff back in here in an orderly fashion, and it's more of a stuff it and go, which sometimes is nicer than having a utility where everything's in a nice, orderly fashion. When I go fly fishing, it's a little bit more chaotic than when I go on a trip where we want to, did you remember to bring this? Yes. Did you remember to bring this? No, but I'm going to grab it now. Every trip, you need to take a vacation for planning your trip because it can get a little stressful at times. But we're going to do, again, a fun unboxing. So I'm going to take you into my office where the light's a little bit more ambient. You won't hear the birds chirping and stuff like that, but we'll do the unboxing there. Then we'll come back and connect up each. I'm going to have to move some of this to give me a little bit more real estate, but we'll connect each one up so you can kind of see what it looks like, and then we'll call the video a wrap. So hold tight. Let's walk into my office and show you a little unboxing of what this is all about. Okay, I am now in my office. I wanted to start out on my Tofino camper because I wanted to show you a little Tofino Tetris, or at least set your expectations for why I needed these two products from Living in a Bubble. If I can get them, there we go. So two nice boxes arrived to me last week. So in my first video, basically, I wanted to show you what camper we have. And the neat thing is, you don't have to have a camper. Do you have a seat in your car? Because this thing, this device, this backseat apparatus is going to be able to go in mostly any vehicle. Now, every chair, every seat is a little different. So how they strap on or whether they strap on perfectly all has to be kind of vehicle dependent. But we're going to be showing it on my Pleasureway Tofino. We camp in this. We go for a full 2 weeks straight. So we live out of this little bubble, if you want to call it. It's a little bit bigger bubble than normal, but it's still actually small. A Class B RV is on the smaller side of RVs. Think Eurovan from Volkswagen or Vanagon. Those are about 17 feet long. The Tofino's just a little fatter, a little wider. And we need to take advantage of that passenger side back seat, as well as some other areas in the camper that we need extra utility, extra storage. So let me first bring out the main one here that I want to show off. My wife and I have been wanting to get a passenger side back seat cover. Now, there's lots of them out there. There's some very utilitarian ones, and I'm sure they all have neat features. What stood out to me is this one has a magnetic bag that can be easily slapped on, taken off, and taken to, for example, if you camp at a campground or you're going to go shower, well, you can have your toiletries in them. So I think there's some cool features on this one, and it looks cool. They come in multiple colors. It's a black and a gray, and I think a beige, and then a multicolored number. So if you've got one of those very eclectic buses, I'll throw it out there, you're one of those bus folks, and it's all the Partridge Family color, then maybe you'd like that multicolored one. Let me show you. So this is going to be, I started out at the Tofino talking about, okay, why do we need one of these? Now we're going to do a little unboxing here in my home office because I got some nice lighting that helps some of the imagery pop. And then we're going to take it back out to the Tofino. We're going to connect up this one at least, and then I'll probably connect also the utility bag as well, and kind of show you what they look like and how they connect. Then at a future time, I'm going to make more videos on, well, how did I pack these things? What things did I stick in there personally to make it work for me? Maybe different for you, but I think everybody's probably going to be on a similar wavelength. They need to take advantage of every square inch of their possibly smaller RV. So the box comes in a nice box. Let me show you the front of it. And then the back of it. And there's a lot of text on here. So this is going to be a longer video. So living in a bubble. Premium seat back storage. I decided on the black and brown. But it looks like they also have a gray and black. And like I said, on their website, they have a beige color. And they also had this multicolored one. Premium, oh, and it's a different, this is German, I think. Premium Rückenlagden auf Beregnung. That's probably really chopping it up. And then, this one must be French. Rangement Hot de Gamme de. No, I don't know if that's French. Banquet Arrière. Is that French? The sides of the box. Oh, nice. The sides of the box also have some pictures of the back seat in place. Seat back storage. And then the back, let's see. So premium seat back storage. Premium. Oh, and so this is all in, it's in multiple languages. They're covering every base here. Eyewear and key hooks essential within reach. So we'll show you those as we open it up. Easy access mesh compartment for quick grabs. Grab and go magnetic toiletry. Some words are hard for me. Bag holds up to 2.4 kilograms. Versatile open pocket fits bottle sunscreen or paper towel. Large multifunction pocket, generously sized. Superior craftsmanship built with premium materials. Their website, by the way, is www.livinginabubble.co. Not .com, but .co. They've also got Facebook and Instagram, it looks like. There's a big barcode on the back, but I think you've seen enough of the box. So it even has a little grab bag. So I guess if you purchased it and you need to carry it from point A to point B, they give you a nice little grab handle on the top. Cool. I like to save my boxes. I don't know why, especially for old vintage computers and stuff. I don't know if I'll necessarily save the box on this. I think once I figure out if this works for us, we'll be just properly disposing of the box. But it's nice that it came in a nice box. And inside, you're greeted to a big vestibule. And said vestibule has the device in here. The premium seat back storage. Okay, I'm going to put this down here for a second. Okay, this is done. Let me stick this over here. So, it's got some nice little weight to it. Nice. So do I have it upright? Yes. Oh, you can even, so I guess if I wanted to be, I feel like I'm at a baseball game. Colossal hot dogs. I guess you could do this too. It's a quick little instant backpack. Or you follow your wife to when she needs to go potty at the bathroom. You bring everything. See, they're thinking about this. So it's got a nice, everything feels very strong. It's got some weight and heft to it. So on the top is a big nylon strap. It's got a nice fast connector on it. Back of it. And this is the first time I'm seeing it up close. So on the top, it's got some nice little fun icons. It looks like a little teepee. Is that a little teepee? Not toilet paper, but a teepee you sleep in. A little mountain range, and then a little tree. And then what's this last one? A campfire. Nice. The nice little aesthetics that kind of add to the fun of it. Then there is a big mesh pouch. And inside of the mesh pouch, they've given us a little goodie. What's this goodie? A number of goodies. 1, 2. Okay, here's a sticker. I haven't seen what the sticker says yet, but sticker says, live a life you don't need holidays from. You know, we need to do that more often. Every day you wake up and I'm not a morning person. I wake up and it's like, oh, I don't want to do anything today. But it takes, once I get an hour in, then I start getting ready. This isn't a thank you card. It's a hug. So they sent this little fun trifold here, or multifold. What's it say? Created by outsiders for outsiders. So fun little stuff. I'll read this afterwards. Looks like all their other products. So obviously Living in a Bubble sells more than seat back devices. They've got screens for your doors and everything. Okay, so here, let's see. Up here are some clips, which I will show you later what I have an idea for these two. Of course, keys. Keys work well when you buckle up at night, when we go to night-night for sleep. It's always like we throw everything up on the counter. Everything on the counter, and it ends up that you got tons of stuff on the counter. We're going to use these for our keys, naturally, but I also have a purpose for these outside of that. Then this is supposed to be, if I'm right, magnet. Yes. So this is a nice little pouch. We'll show it fully opened up later and how big it can be. But see how it just slaps back on there? So technically, if you have 2 of these, it could be his and hers, his and his, hers and hers, his and a dog, hers and a dog. You can have all sorts of options. You choose. And it's got the nice little Living in a Bubble little icon up there, so that's cool. And then down below is the big vestibule, Living in a Bubble. I've already got some cat hair on here, dog hair. We'll open these and do more closer-ups later, but here is the big pouch on the bottom. The only one that's removable is this one, so perfect for toiletry. And then on the bottom is another strap mechanism. So on the bottom, you've got this type of straps, and we'll show them. It's basically these little hooks, and you're going to be hooking someplace down on the bottom of your chair. Now, some chairs rotate. Oh, the magnet touch it. There's a magnet here. I wonder if that just made the sound go... because this has got a little magnet on it holding it to my chest. It sucked right to my chest. So I wonder if the sound's going to be warbled. We'll see. Anyway, so it's got these little straps on the bottom, the hooks, so you can hook it to someplace. So we will go out in the vehicle in a bit, connect this up. So that's the first one. That's the actual seat back cover. Now we've got the utility bag. So the utility bag I'm really excited about as well because I'm a fly fisherman, specifically a tenkara fly fisherman. It's a Japanese method of fly fishing. When I go wet wade for the day, I've got all this wet clothes, wet shorts, wet shirt. I fall in the water, just like every fly fisherman does. So at the end of the day, I've got some moist clothes. This utility bag even has a little area for the wet stuff. So I can envision using this utility bag when I go fishing. I can stick my rods, have everything for the day, a change of clothes in there, start out with some food, you name it, and I can have this strapped in the back of my seat or in the back of my vehicle. When I'm done for the day, I take out my change of clothes, get on some nice dry clothes, put the wet stuff in the proper vestibule, stick my rods and stuff back in here, and then head home. So this premium seat back utility bag is really cool. Sometimes just having a bag that you stuff stuff in is really nice. A little less organized in a way, but kind of organized at the same time. So I chose the same color. This one is black, and it comes in a nice... box again. It's stylized after that other one. And on the back, what are they touting? Perfectly sized, easily fits clothing and essentials without bulk. Wet and dry separation. Water resistant for wet items. Magnetic snapback closure. Keep the space odor free, or keep the space odor free. Okay, space odor. I get it. Okay. Detachable bottom strap to secure under your seat. heavy-duty waterproof fabric, easy-to-clean design, superior craftsmanship built with premium materials. Cool. Okay, so let's pop this open and show you the utility bag. So rather than have two seat back ones, I ended up going with one utility because, I think this is going to be perfect for my fly fishing excursions where I want to have more of a duffel kind of pack and also be able to handle some wet. So in here, pull out. And here is the pack. Upside down. So again, it has your neck strap. I'm not going to put it close to my neck this time because I figured out the magnet thing stuck to my microphone. So it's got a really nice size to it. This top is magnetized, so you can open it up and stick your stuff inside. I don't know if I'll be able to show this too well, but inside, let me go like... There's strong magnets. Inside is and I'm going to have to take the camera off and prop it open. But down at the bottom level here is your separation place where you can put some of your wet stuff. It's got a nice living in a bubble icon. And there's also some mesh on the front. So you've got these mesh. You've got the big mesh pouch on the front. I can see me sticking some rods here, some things that I necessarily don't want to get wet. Change of clothes and bulk inside here. Then when I'm done for the day, access this little area that can handle the wet. This thing is nice size too. Again, strap to your seat. Then it's got a bottom strap that does come off. Down here is these little clip. This comes off. So you can leave and disconnect this from your seat, take it for laundry. Say you're an actual Vanlifer on the road for a long time, you can take this off easier, go off, do your clothes, and leave the strap connected to your seat where it needs to be so you can latch things in and lock it in place. So very smart thinking. This is the universal utility bag. So cool. Very well made again. And we'll show some of the nitty-gritty when we get out there. So now, let's get back out to the Tetris Tofino. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect the back seat device to my passenger side and show you what it looks like. And then we'll connect this as well and show you what it looks like. So hold tight. All right, I've got the back seat covered. It took me all of 25 seconds. And that included me walking over there and grabbing it. This connects really easy. Like I showed you in the office, there's just a quick release clip that you clip it around your headrest. Once you've done that, they have these little straps down here, and I'll take the camera off in a second and show you the connection. I put them on this bar down here, which I believe this whole bar moves with the seat when you turn it around. So I did it in a way that I think holds it nice and snug, and it's going to work well. By the way, when I was doing the unboxing in my office, I had showed you that it came with this and a little sticker. But guess what else it also came with? So it came with the sticker and the booklet, but it also came with a little key ring. A living in a bubble. On this backside, it says, live a life you don't need, holidays from. And then on this side, it's living in a bubble. So how cool is that? So I could see me needing to use this someplace. By the way, sure, we might as well show that right now. But I'm going to go ahead and take the camera off and try to show you a few of these other pockets. Let me keep this out. I kept everything in here. I should have moved it. But like I said, it's Tetris. So I've Tetrised my whole body, and it's not slim. I am older, so you're allowed to pack on a little bit, but I've always been on the larger side. We won't go there. So let me take it off, and we'll show you some of these pouches. Oh, and trying to get out gracefully from a camper, even when you're younger, it can be a little difficult. Okay, so let me move this around. So on the back of this, let me go this direction. Cool. So on the bottom is a very nice, large, zippered so you can stick all sorts of stuff in here. It's got a huge cavity. It's talking to me. Don't talk to me unless you're giving me money. Okay, so there's that. And then down here, what I did is I just used the little loops. I just ran this around and just connected the little hook to each one. I think that is perfect. We'll try to actually reverse the door here or swivel the chair and see if it still works. Then, as noted in the office, this whole thing comes, and it's got some good magnets on there. Grab it from the top. You can fill your sack with all sorts of goodies like Santa Claus. This little sack is pretty good size. It's scrunched down now. We'll show it fully opened up later, but this whole thing will open up into a good size, think toiletry bag, like I was saying. And that magnet's really good. Don't get your head stuck in there. And then over here, this one's cool. It's kind of like for a water bottle. I've seen some of the other folks put a little fire extinguisher in here. What I'm going to do, we have, guess what? 2 dogs. One's a corgi like that, and one's an Australian Shepherd that goes down here. We're going to put their water bottle here, so when we go for a walk and we come, hey, Luna, hey, Cooper. Cooper's the corgi, Luna's the Aussie. We get them. We're going to hang our collar things here and water bottle here so we can quickly, on the go, take them because they want to either go for a walk or don't want to go to the vet. So they just want out. Then, let's see, what else do we got going on? There's a nice slit here to put things that you kind of need to see, maybe sunglasses, phones, things of that nature. And again, at the end of the night, when we're tired, we're going to start hanging our keys here. So perfect. It looks good. I'm glad I got the black with the little brown accents, and it looks really nice. And I think this is going to be great. So let me put this back on the tripod. Does my placement of said, whatchamacallits, allow me to make the swivel of the chair? We'll see. Okay, so did I unlock this door? Oh, no, I did not. And I need to actually disconnect my little solar thing first. So I'm going to stop this recording. I need to disconnect my little trickle charger. By the way, if you're not familiar, this is a trickle charger that I use to keep the camper charged at all times for the main battery. So let me get that disconnected, and we're going to do a sweet swivel seat. Hold tight. Okay, time to test. Let's see if this thing swivels. Yeah, the whole thing moves along. But you should, anytime you're swiveling a seat, you should probably move it up a little bit, like so. And then hit the little, where's the lever? There's the lever. And we're going to go around. You can see that the bag did not rub up against anything over here. We're now in the reverse sitting position. Now, after I stick a whole bunch of stuff in there, we may need to pull it up a little bit differently, but we'll test that at a later time. But success. So this back seat cover allowed the swiveling perfectly fine. So now let's connect up the utility bag, see how it connects, and then we'll call this video a wrap. So hold tight. Okay, we have the duffel, I call it a duffel bag, but utility bag connected. Let me take the camera off the tripod and we'll show you a close-up. And it connects equally as easy. It looks really nice. So on the top, it connects to the headrest. Down bottom, there is a strap that has some Velcro on it. You'll see it there. I just wrapped it around the same middle bar so I can actually swivel the seat. You can say that 10 times fast. And without disconnecting. But if you need to disconnect, there's that little clamp that allows you to just disconnect and then take the whole bag off of the back of the seat and take it into your laundromat or whatever. So this is really nice. By the way, inside the mesh, I also got another one of those little key fobbies. How cute. So there's this big mesh pouch on the front. It does have a little Velcro that you can kind of separate things. I could see me easily sticking some fly rods in here, Tenkara fly rods. And then inside, where you want to more duffely bag things, let me see if we can do this. This has got magnets, and inside is this big old vestibule. And how can I do this? I'm going to reach into the bowels. Inside here is a area. Let me see if I can show you how it works, but inside is a flap here for dry, keeping your wet stuff away. So hold tight. Let me see if I can get a better picture of that. Okay, so I think what they're wanting you to do is there's basically a flap in the middle. And what you could do is put some of your wet stuff inside here, and then you're basically pushing it up against said corner, and then you can stick your other dry stuff around it so the wet doesn't mix in with the dry. I don't see any type of slit or anything in here that you stick stuff into, but it's a big flap that allows you to kind of stick a few things in there and then push it up against it and then put other stuff around it to kind of hold it up against there. Then off you go and do your thing. So let me magnetic that back together. And let me flip the camera around. Can I do that all in one motion without falling out of the camper? No, so hold tight. All right, that concludes, as the sun's beating into my eyes, concludes the first video that I've made on living in the bubble premium seatback storage and also the utility bag. I think these are going to work great for my wife and I and the dogs. We'll do more videos soon, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Again, very long video, but I wanted to show you from buying it to getting it in the mail, opening it up, unboxing, seeing all the goodies you got, even a little key ring, key fob, and then putting them on the seats, making sure they do their thing and that they look the part and will play the part. So thanks for watching the video, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.